whistleblowers have come forward to say, yes, Tulsi, Dan, Cash, you guys are right. Watch.
Of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, releasing a bombshell report today that shows a conspiracy by a sitting president, Barack Obama, and his intel agencies to sabotage the president-elect, Donald Trump, brainwash the electorate, and undermine the legitimacy of an election.
There is irrefutable evidence that detail how President Obama and his national security team directed the creation of an intelligence community assessment that they knew was false. They knew it would promote this contrived narrative that Russia interfered in the 2016 election to help President Trump win, selling it to the American people as though it were true. It wasn't.
Gabbard got her hands on a House intel report that's been locked away in a CIA vault for almost a decade. Investigators spent over 2,000 hours looking into how the Russia hoax was born, interviewing 20 CIA and FBI officials. And it turns out that the Obama administration doctored the intelligence to make it look like Putin and Trump stole the election.
Yeah.
A month after Trump beat...
I mean, we knew that. We suspected that, right? But now it's all being confirmed. So it's alarming. And what's concerning is how they kept it going. Not just through what was going on via Deep State and Comey, et cetera. And he's going to pay a price for it. I mean, so is Brennan. Brennan's like freaking out. We showed him on MSNBC. Remember that clip yesterday I showed you guys? And he's like, I didn't do anything wrong. I thought all about it. I didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. You keep telling yourself that. I mean, I think a lot of people are going to have to pay a price for this. And I'm not a vindictive person. I actually don't like this. I wish we weren't living in a tit for tat kind of environment. But there's something to be said, right, for the real politics school of thought of mutual assured destruction. In other words, you guys play that game, we're going to come back at you. We're not going to roll over and play dead. We're not going to be Mr. Nice Guy. Donald Trump was Mr. Nice Guy for 4 years, and look at what they did. And then he wasn't even there, and they still kept doing it. And as soon as he said he was going to announce that he was running for office, well, they just came back at it again and again and again. I mean, his own family members, we've been told, couldn't get bank accounts, which, by the way, brings me to a partnership I wanted to just quickly mention because this was a big freaking deal. I mean, I told you, I got so many calls from my bank. I was like, when did I suddenly get so popular? I've had this bank account for 20 years. I have a few different bank accounts, but there was one in particular, and it will remain nameless. But I will tell you, I couldn't believe how often I started hearing from them, but that was what was going on, right? During the Biden administration, during the Obama administration, regulators pressured these banks to close accounts, literally close accounts that they thought were from individuals. Oh, I don't know, that they were mapping in the 30 million phone records that they had acquired. Think about that, you guys, how bad this was. If you're mapping the MAGA movement and then you're like, okay, we're going to take out this one and this one and this one and this one. And then you're going to Bank of America and you're saying, please hand over all of the records of these people or debank them because they don't have a right to a bank account. Guess what? People's freedoms were trampled on. Civil liberties were trampled on. This is a big story and a big deal. But I just want to give a shout out for Americans for Free Markets because they, along with myself, are applauding what President Trump has done in terms of ensuring that everyday Americans have access to a bank, and they're standing up for freedom and for the opportunity to prosper. They are urging Congress right now to follow Donald Trump's lead. We want to establish effectively a national fair access movement so that, you know what, regardless of your political, your social, your religious status, you get to have a bank account. We need clarity. We need consistency. We need long overdue accountability when it comes to financial regulation. So to protect the financial freedom of every American, Congress has got to build upon what President Trump is doing and build upon his leadership. You got to update these outdated laws so the Adam Kinzingers and the Liz Cheneys and the Elizabeth Warrens of the world can't actually try and shut half the country down anymore. It's called Americans for Free Markets. Go to forfreemarkets.com to learn more. Again, for free markets to learn more. I'll tell you though, we got a situation, as they say, on our hands. A little bit of good news. We just came out with our quarterly reports over at 76 Research, and not bad. Actually, monthly report, I should say. So total return by sector. Check it out. American Resilience. We get tech picks up 67. We get material picks up 85%. We get financials up 50%. I really encourage you guys to go over to 76 Research. It is my company. I started in part to just rebel against the ESG DEI movement in the financial services industry. I was like, this is crazy. You can't even get any like honest research, let alone honest reporting, right? Like on the news, you couldn't get any honest research on Wall Street. So I started this with a dear friend who has spent a couple of decades running a mutual fund, brilliant stock picker. And well, the proof is in the pudding. Just take a look at that. So go over to 76research.com for the first 2 months. It's $1 with my code DOLLAR, and you can get our research.